Hey everybody, welcome back to Around the Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests from across the UAE and the world about topics you want to hear about. Today I'm joined by the incredible Khaled Azzouz. Hi Khaled.
Hi Sarah, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm so happy to be here with you again.
I'm so happy to be
Af-
with you. You're like family now.
After after our intense days in Sahel
Honestly, no
of
one else
like
kicked my ass
working
like you
out.
did.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? You did a great job actually being that consistent in workouts and pushing yourself to the limit every day. Like I was amazed by how you push yourself like 200% every day. Wow. Like
Thank
great
you so
job.
much.
Great
Thank
job.
you. Well, that's thanks to you being an
And
amazing coach.
yeah, and it says a lot actually about you, about
Oh,
how consistent and disciplined you are and about how you push to the limit. Like it's not easy to push every day to the limit. As a coach, I don't recommend that every day, but it says a lot about like how disciplined you are and how purposeful you are. So like great job. Great
thank
job,
you
Sarah.
so much. Thank you. And I appreciate it. And that's why I brought you on the show today. So, everybody, this is Khaled or Coach Khaled, who is the co owner and CEO of Ignite Egypt, which is the amazing gym and sports facility that I attended over the summer. And of course, it is, expanding across regions. Please, Khaled, tell me your story and what got you started.
Thank you so much for the intro, and thank you for having me here. If you want to hear my story, like where I began my like my journey. First of all, I was born and raised in Abu Dhabi, and I lived there for 15 years. Yeah, and I love Abu Dhabi so much. And as you know, you live there. Abu Dhabi is like a place where like you get to expose yourself for different cultures and different people from different backgrounds and different behaviors early at a young age. So all this diversity and exposure led me to question different questions about people, about life, about different cultures, and so on and so forth. And I have this a small passion to connect with people and to know people more. My studies is in computer science. I worked in a corporate for 8 years, yeah, in telecommunications company. I don't know if you know that or not. And since like early age, I have a very strong passion towards sports. I played sports since like I was like 5 or 6 years old. And my dad actually used to do sailing in Abu Dhabi. And since I was like 7, 8 years old, I do sailing and we do like island hopping and free diving and fishing and or like when I was like 7 years old until now. And sailing and fishing and those kind of activities taught me a lot about like life because when you sail a boat, it's like actually like sailing through life. It's like you have to be the
Yeah.
captain and yeah, and the sea is like the life. It's like the obstacles that we have. You have no control over them. You have no control except the boat that you have and the resources that you have. And it taught me a lot and to be like responsible and accountable for my own actions. And and even though you have to like enjoy the journey, because if you're not enjoying the journey, it's not fun. There's something wrong. So yeah, and then I started like doing sports, and when the CrossFit and the functional training was a hype back in 2013, I started doing those like kind of training, and I was like, I want something more. I want to get involved more in this kind of industry and this kind of field. Although I was evolving in the corporate life, I enjoyed my corporate life and the corporate days so much, and I was like growing the corporate ladder very early. Like at a age of 27, I was managing a department that's responsible for the cloud solutions and the M2M solutions in the telecommunications company, yes, serving the B2B clients. So it was a big responsibility. I was enjoying my corporate days a lot, and but at the same time, since corporate people have like different struggles. Like we all have the same struggles of having a job, going to a job from 9 to 5, lack of movement, poor nutrition, poor movement, poor habits, and so on and so forth. And I started questioning myself: is it the life that we deserve to live? This is it, or we need something more, or we're built for something more? And this sparked something inside me that I wanted to start coaching people. And I started in 2016 as a part-time coach in Ignite in its first year with the founding team. And I started as a coach, and I started like learning how to communicate with people in that level, and how to start impacting people, and how to start like guide people. It's not only about the workouts, you know that it's not all about the workouts. Workouts is layer one. Like what you teach people and how you change people's lives through sports and through wellness and through fitness is much bigger, and the impact on them is much bigger on all levels, from physical, psychological, and mental. So that sparked something in me, like, okay, I want to pursue a bigger career in that. I want to be a more knowledgeable coach than that. I want to be more qualified than that, because being a coach is a big, big responsibility. And it takes you a lot of knowledge and certifications and education in order to be qualified to the responsibility of coaching people and
So let's
becoming,
talk about that
yes,
actually a little bit. I think that's a
yeah,
really good point that you're making. So obviously, having to get the qualifications, having to get the to be trusted essentially to be a coach, going from corporate life to coaching and completely shifting your career journey. What kind of challenges
yeah.
kind of came in that process?
To be very honest, I didn't face any challenges in that, because it was a purpose-driven thing. So I didn't feel like it's a challenge. Like I want to do that. I want to pursue that. So it all came natural to me. Like I was chasing this, and I I was facing this and that. So I was like pursuing this career and pursuing that certification and getting that education and so on and so forth, until I became qualified to the job of being a coach. You know what I mean? And even I stayed in that period of being in a corporate job, and even doing my master's degree in business administration back in 2015, and being a coach. It was like a hell of like 3 years, like doing like two jobs, doing my masters, like building a life for myself. It was very, very hard, but those 3 years paid off. Like they shaped my journey, they shaped my career, they shaped my life. They taught me a lot about even myself. And when it comes to this point, Sarah, this is very, very, very important, very crucial, is knowing yourself, like knowing your key strength points, knowing who you are, what's your purpose, what's your message here, what sparks you, what drives you, because these things are the key for your happiness in life. If you don't, and if you can't uh, know what really drives you and what really makes you happy and makes you successful person, you will always be miserable. So, and these 3 years taught me a lot about myself and what I really um, sparked with, or driven with.
I love that.
And after, yeah, and after 3 years, although as I was telling you, I was in a good shape in the corporate life, I decided to take a step to leave the corporate job. It wasn't easy at all. The decision it wasn't easy, especially from people around you, like you're leaving the corporate job to become a coach.
Especially in
Yes,
Egyptian
guys,
culture.
yeah. And I didn't bother at all any of the opinions around me. And I was lucky enough to have like my parents, my wife around me, like to support me. Take the decision that you want, pursue whatever you're dreaming of. And I took the decision back in 2018 to leave the corporate job and start pursuing the coaching career, and start investing in Ignite even back in 2019, and becoming one of the shareholders in the company, and start building the company together. And then I grew inside the company from like managing the facilities, managing the branches, and then becoming the chief of operations. And like last year, 1 year ago, I became the CEO and managing the whole company. So yeah, it was a very, very I say enjoyable journey, and I'm still hungry for more. I don't think I'm there yet. I'm still figuring out life, but I'm hungry for more. And what keeps me sane and what keeps me driven is that the purpose that I have to change people's lives through what we do. So
I
this is
love
what
that.
I believe. This is what I really believe in, and this is what makes me every day wake up in the morning. Even if we face challenges every day, we face struggles every day, we face obstacles every day, face them with the courageous like mindset, and enjoying the process, and like, you know what, you're doing something impactful. So keep going.
I love that. And let's talk a little bit about the business side of it. Obviously, the passion and the
Yeah.
drive that you have comes through so beautifully in how you tell your story. Obviously you are so ambitious and driven and you want to do more, you want to achieve more. From a business perspective, how does it like
Yes.
what is the journey of building this business, essentially helping building it from scratch in a place like Egypt, which has so many different gyms and wellness platforms? So what is it like as a businessman to grow and expand your organization?
Okay. We are in a people business. Okay. So it makes it very complicated and very simple at the same time. Okay. People are very complicated because our business is purely built on people, like coaches, the people that who deliver the service, and the people who comes and train are both people. So we don't like have products. We are only purely servicing people. So it makes it a bit hard, but at the same time, if you understand people and you are passionate about what you're doing and you know the purpose behind that, it will make the job very easy. Because at the end of the day, we want to make people live better lives through what we do. Whether it's training, it's workouts, it's coaching, it's a one-to-one connection, it's one-to-one training. Even if it's a very small conversation between me and a client, me or one of the team members, me and one of anyone around me, it's always about how can I make an impact in their life. So when this is the goal, when this is the spark, this is the ignition that you start your day with, it always makes everything easy because you always look for solutions how to make them live better lives. So of course we have our hard days. Of course we have obstacles growing the business and the operations and like the details is huge are huge, but at the end of the day, if this is the message, this is the mission, things will be easy.
What is your favorite thing about what you do?
My favorite thing is like seeing an impact on someone's face or receiving a message that, you know what, you changed my day, you changed my life, you changed my whatever. This is the most beautiful thing about our job because it makes us like this is the real value behind what we seek.
That is so beautiful. And you've talked obviously about the challenges and the transparency of having a business, running a business, becoming the CEO of a company. You've talked about the very interesting and unique transition from corporate life to, coaching full time. And of course, the one thing, like the red thread throughout this story has been how passionate you are about helping people and making sure people feel good about themselves. And as you said, being fit and healthy is not just a physical thing, it's a mental thing, it's an
Yes.
emotional thing. You do make an impact on someone's day when they have a great workout. And I'm
Yeah.
curious, is there a final piece of advice you'd like to give to listeners today?
Yeah. One of those things is you don't have to leave your corporate job. I'm not here to tell you to leave your corporate job. I'm not here to tell you you have to go and pursue your private business or your business idea or whatever. If that's the case, go for it.
Hmm.
If not, follow a purpose. You have to follow a purpose. Even if you're
I
a
love
corporate
that.
employee in a very big organization. I used to work in a telecommunications company, and the role of the telecommunications company in the society and in the country is huge. You connect people. Like when you're driven with this, your job will become very impactful and very valuable. But people usually see their job as it's something that I always complain about. It's something that's boring. It's not this is not what I want to do, and they sit where they are in their comfort zone and they do nothing about it. If you find a purpose, whether it's a corporate job, whether it's a small job in a startup, whether it's starting a business, whether it's like following a hobby, a passion, or whatever, find a purpose. Find a purpose that drives you to be a better version of yourself. And when you have another piece of advice that's really like works like magic is practice gratitude. Gratitude for me is the fuel for life. Because when you're grateful for what you have, be grateful for the job that you have, be grateful for the health that you have, be grateful for the car you have, for the house you have, for the life you have. Be grateful for little and everything in your life. You will appreciate the tiniest thing in your life. And when you appreciate the things around you, you will be happy because you will not be comparing yourself with other people. You will not be comparing yourself with this car or this job or this house or this and that. So you'll be focusing on yourself. And when you focus on yourself, you become the absolute best version of yourself. So gratitude
Wow.
is works like magic. And you can practice gratitude in the simplest form. Just say thank you God for giving me this. Thank you God for giving me the clothes. We see people around the world like they don't have even shelter, even a house, even you see that.
Hmm.
So just practice gratitude. We have a lot. Like when you look around, you have a beautiful life. We have all beautiful life. We have people around us. Be grateful for those people. Be grateful for the circles around you. Be grateful for the every little tangible and intangible thing in your life. This will definitely transform your life because when you focus on yourself, you become aware more of yourself and you start understanding yourself. Okay, what's my weaknesses? What's my key strength points? What's my and this and that, and you start working on them and start becoming a better version of yourself. So this is my second advice, and my third advice would be practice daily. You have to build a routine. You have to build
Right.
habits. You have to have those boring things that you do every day. Whether it's like start small, like whether it's 5 minutes of praying every day, whether it's 10 minutes walking a day, whether it's like, and don't chase intensity, don't chase big workouts and hard things. Chase consistent, simple things that you do. Call them whatever you want, anchors, rituals, daily wins, whatever. Find those three, four, five, sorry, 3, 4, 5 elements and stick to them and see how your life gonna change. Because those little wins or those little rituals or those little habits can transform your life. If you want to start like losing weight, you don't have to cut all the carbs and like stay like 2, 3 days fast. This is not gonna happen.
Hmm.
But you have to choose the right diet, the right nutrition, be consistent about it, and be patient, and you will reach that goal, right? Even if it's education, if you wanna like pursue a different career or learn something new, you have to read about it. Like even if it's 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, and you know what? You can practice something called micro habits. I usually do it. It's like micro habits is like when you want to start something but you can't or you don't have the time. For example, if you want to read but you don't have time to read and like dedicate like 30 minutes every day for reading, even before or right after you wake up, just do like 2 minutes, 2 minutes of reading a day. One
Hmm.
page, 2 pages a day. A 200 pages book can be done like in like 1 or 2 months, 3 months. You can finish 4 or 5 books a year. Just 2 minutes a day. Can you imagine?
Hmm. Yeah,
What
no,
if you
totally.
dedicate like two? What if you dedicate like 2, 3 minutes of reading, 2, 3 minutes of praying, 2, 3 minutes of movement, 2, 3 minutes of meditating? It's like 15 minutes a day, nothing. But watch the impact on on your life. So start small, start small, start simple, be consistent about them, and see how those small anchors, small habits, small wins change your life.
Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful pieces of advice. I definitely think it'll make a massive impact on the listeners and the viewers. I really appreciate you sharing your story, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm really happy that I had this conversation with you, and I would love to have more conversation with you again when I see you. And
For
all the
sure.
best in your podcast. It's lovely. It's very like to the point. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Khaled. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, Sarah. You too. Thank you. Bye.